This is one of those what are you thinking type videos. This is an old Allis Chalmers D17 gas. Got a little bit of a skip right now. I'm going to run it for a little bit and kind of do an evaluation on it and decide what my course of action will be. I think it probably needs either a coil or plug wire or something along that line. But this morning, got it back here in the woods. I'm going to go nice and slow, not going to bend anything up, and see if I can't pull out some of these trees. Well, I pushed the logs up with it and worked around the fact that it doesn't have a live PTO using this guy right here. You know, that works out right. Pop in the neutral and not use your clutch. This here is a clutch pack, so you can actually just push it forward and back. And that takes a little bit of use. Takes a little bit of getting used to, because I'm always thinking it has to be clutch. But it's pretty awkward, that's for sure. Better than nothing. And I'm sure there's an awful lot of people who pull a lot of logs with machines such as this. So that's the Allis Chalmers D17 Series 3 gas tractor. And we hauled a few logs today. That's pretty much its haul. A couple on the other side. And it's pretty awkward, but I made it a lot easier for myself by just putting a hook on that bar. And since this starts so high up, it's kind of awkward to get a short enough chain. So I had to leave the chains a little bit longer than I like. It pulled. It actually pulls quite well. It's got all kinds of ground clearance. These goofy axles with a gearbox down there, that gets them pretty high up off the ground. The things that are hanging down are not non-essentials. But started running better. I think I need to set a point or something, be my guess. Something along those lines. I'll probably put a coil and points, condenser, you know, just basically put in a freshen up kit for the ignition, spark plugs, stuff like that. Probably make a good difference. Idling nice right now. I learned to work around its issue with the clutch. It's not high. It doesn't have live hydraulics or a live PTO. Basically, the hydraulics are run by a pump that's in the back of the PTO. You push the clutch in, guess what? PTO shuts off. But what they did is they put clutch. Well, it's like a hand clutch. It's actually kind of like the international torque amplifier. Basically, it's got a clutch pack where you can push to one side and get a higher gear range, and then push to the other side and it's a lower gear range. But in the middle is neutral. So, for example, if I'm running the loader, I can leave it in first gear and then use that hand clutch to come to a stop instead of the clutch. With that hand deal right there. And if I use it to come to a stop, well, then the PTO still runs, and I can run the bucket. So I was getting used to that today. You know, it's an old tractor. You know, it doesn't. You get spoiled with the modern amenities of a new tractor. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of things were done with these kind of tractors in the past. And I got some work done today with this old tractor, and I had fun with it. The challenge kind of makes you slow down. You know, got to pay attention for a whole lot of reasons. think I'm going to call it a day. Talk to you later. Bye for now. Well, it's a little dark in here, but as the lathe turns, you know, that ought to be the name of the series instead of Lathe Meets Chainsaw. I think we should come up with a series called As the Lathe Turns. 2 upgrades. One is a proper drill chuck. This is an MT2 taper tailstock, so that's got that same proper taper. So I can actually hold the drill properly now. That's step number 1. And the second is this handy tool holder, where it makes it easy for me to change tools from, say, a boring bar to something to face with or whatever. And this is actually quite handy. And it's going to make my life a little bit easier. So, quick update, quick upgrades, and I'm just beginning to have a itch to take that and put that in a 4-jaw chuck and take off about 30 thousandths. Use one of my piston chucks to make a pop-up piston. What do you think, guys? Think that'd be fun? That saw you hear up there is Jack going through that pile of logs I drug out for the guys to play on. My hunch is by the time the guys get here, that pile of logs is going to get blocked up and gone. He's a machine. Then I'm going to have to go drag some more logs out for the guys to cut on. Beautiful morning. We had a little snow last night. This is the first snow of the season, and I did see the plow trucks out last night. Me and my partner in crime at work put together 6 of them last week. But subject of the day, old Allis Chalmers D17. I got some video of it where we were skidding, and it's really not set up for skidding. And this arrangement right here is not a true 3-point. So I put on one of these hooks, got a chain, and I use that grapple from time to time. I'm not going to do heavy pulling, I guess. And it was skipping last time you heard it. So I went ahead and put some spark plugs in it, and a rotor and a cap. And now I'm curious to see if it starts. It's about 30, maybe 32 degrees out. So this is truly a cold start, and it tests the premise of me having this tractor for the wintertime. So climb up here and see what we got. Let me see. You got the 2-point, I guess is what you call it, is this control right here. That's down, obviously, and that's up. But you got to sort of leave it right there in order to have it stay level. Clutch, like usual. The brakes are ahead there, like usual. This guy here is sort of like a torque amplifier on a International, with the exception that there's a neutral. So that's like a high range, neutral, low range, back to neutral. And of course these controls are the for the bucket, and they're backwards. That's all right. All right, does it start? There's a choke, there's a key, there's a button. I guess I can't complain, so let's go for a ride. It's got a bit of a valve wrap. Nothing I'm particularly worried about though. Back out the barn first. A little hard the steering. Well, there's the material for the metal roof that's going to go on the house. They said they were going to do it a week ago. Ever since. There's the road gear. How many RPMs do you think that one's running right now, huh? I guess that's the definition of a analog tachometer. You better count that. Push this stuff up a little bit. Gotta have hands free, so I can't have the camera out. I went up to the landing, and yeah, Jack has got most of those logs cut up. I'll get a shot of that after Bob showed up. Nice. Head back down to the sugar shack here through the woods. Got some small rounds we're going to put on the fire so we get breakfast going.
Say, hey, can I pick up your mower and fix it for you because you got a warranty issue? They called me and they said, we need you to do this, and will you do it? And I said, yes. Did you guys sell the mower? No. So that's why I'm like, I didn't
dealer talk.
It's not my, you know, well, see, that's just it. Pick up some of these blocks.
Well, we can do a couple of things. One is take them blocks and dump them over by the splitter, and then free up some of those bigger pieces of wood that you guys can hack at.
Do you want to bring your bucket over a little closer, and I could throw a bunch in it?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. take those out today, a couple of them today. See how much appetite the guys have for that kind of work. That one right there looks like it should go, huh? Doesn't feel like that. There's one down there too. I think that one there is the first one. You can see it, it's all dead. Now my neighbor Greg is not wanting to use his hay, so what he's doing is he's taking a feed wagon behind that little John Deere chopper arrangement and chopping my field to go feed his cows. Probably want to do that for the next couple of months. Then we got this big old maple here. I'm not quite sure if I want to attack wood today because I don't know which direction it's going to go. And unfortunately it's on the wrong side of the fence. When that comes down, there's going to be an awful lot of carnage. There's Jason. He got an old town truck. He used to be an old snowplow. And it's an old Ford, gas powered. Put some logs in the back so you can actually get up the hill. He's having fun with that truck. That's a great truck. That would be a great truck to the farm. Right there. This is going to be a rope operation. Jason's got a bunch of rope. This is a small tree, but it wants to go the other way. We don't need to pull it with the truck. We just need to... I could probably wedge it. I don't want him to pull it over on the truck, you know. He wants to pull it with the truck. I mean, a tree that size, you could probably just pull it over with the truck. The hell with the saw.
Yeah. Get some momentum. So we're putting just a little bit of tension on the tree with the rope, and he's gonna cut the face so it's not coming straight at the truck, but it's at about 5 degrees off center with the wedge. Because the tree's always taller than it looks. There we go. And that's why you wear felling helmets and protection when you're doing trees. Moved because before where I was is behind the weeds and couldn't see anything.
well, that's good. It should be bored to eat. That's local Hollenbeck apple pie. We got the tree on the ground. Learned all kinds of neat things about dealers. Dealer thought. Well, everybody left. We cut a bunch of wood up. Jack came and just demolished a pile of tops I had at the landing. And Bob and Cal and Jason and I came up and took down that couple of those big old ash trees. So, good day, good people, good fun. Fire this old thing up and go home, I guess.